Prior authorization is one of the most resource-intensive and high-stake processes a payer manages today. Clinicians buried in manual documentation review drive up operational costs and slow throughput. Non-compliance with federal and state interoperability requirements exposes organizations to regulatory penalties, and delayed decisions frustrate members, trigger appeals, and put your reputation at risk. UiPath's prior authorization solution transforms a process that once took hours into one that takes minutes, giving your team the speed, compliance, and traceability you cannot afford to compromise on. Starting on the landing page, you'll see a real-time dashboard tracking the number of prior auths processed, approval and rejection rates, average processing times, how many are currently in the queue, volume trends over time, and a breakdown by procedure type. Every metric here aligns with the CMS 57 interoperability mandates, and the dashboard is fully customizable. Whether you're a process owner, a head of utilization management, or an executive overseeing the operation, you could tailor this view to what matters most to your team. Now let's take a look at the work queue, which gives clinicians a clear picture of every prior authorization that needs attention, surfacing key details like patient information, procedure type, and priority level. Priority here is meaningful. It tells clinicians whether a response is required within 72 hours or if they have up to 7 days. They can also see how long each case has been waiting in the queue, its current stage, and whether or not it's on track to meet its deadline. This ensures the right case gets the right attention at the right time. Let's click into a case and walk through the full end-to-end flow. The first phase we land on is intake review, where the system automatically runs 4 validation checks before a clinician ever needs to get involved. Member eligibility extracts the member ID, date of birth, plan status, coverage effective and termination dates, and date of service, cross-referencing each to confirm that the member is active and eligible. Prior auth requirements pulls the CPT code and verifies whether it actually requires a prior auth for this line of business. And if it doesn't, the agent catches it immediately, drafts the appropriate response, and the clinician closes it out with a single click. Missing information ensures all required documentation is present before the case moves forward. If something is missing, the agent independently drafts and routes the information request back to the provider, allowing the clinician to quickly review and send the request. Provider validation extracts the provider NPI number, confirms that they're in network, validates the site of service, and checks that their specialty aligns with the procedure being requested. In this example, all 4 checks pass, and we move on to clinical review. When we enter the clinical review phase, a clinician is immediately oriented with the medical record summary and key details carried over from the intake step, so nothing gets lost as the case progresses. On the right-hand side of the screen, they have a document viewer with 2 tabs, the full medical record and the relevant policy document. Worth highlighting that our solution is fully multimodal, ingesting and understanding medical records regardless of how the information is structured, whether that's charts, tables, unstructured clinical notes, or even handwritten physician annotations. Policy itself was automatically identified by the agent that pulled the CPT code and matched it to the correct payer policy, so no manual lookup is required. From there, the agent went through the policy, extracted all the clinical requirements to prove medical necessity. These are then displayed clearly for the clinician, each with direct citations hyperlinked to the exact location in the policy. The agent then analyzes the medical record against each of these requirements, providing an assessment and a confidence score, with citations linking back to the exact passage in the medical record that supports each finding. This gives the clinician a clear, evidence-backed starting point for review, with full transparency into how every conclusion was reached. Critically, the clinician is also always in control. They can override any requirement, assessment, and provide feedback that is tracked at the CPT code level and policy level, so that the system is continuously learning and improving with every case that's reviewed. At the bottom of the page, the clinician will find a recommendation accompanied by the summary of the reasoning for the decision, giving them everything that they need at their fingertips to make a faster and more confident determination themselves. Once the clinician confirms the determination, the system is immediately generating a draft for a provider letter and a patient letter, both pre-populated with authorized service, provider information, and documented reasoning behind the decision. The clinician can edit either of these letters if needed, and then submit them. Both letters are sent back through the same channel the original request came in, and the utilization management system is updated automatically. From intake to final correspondence, this solution eliminates the manual, repetitive work that slows teams down, so clinicians can focus on what they do best, making informed, timely decisions for their patients.